Good morning, guys. I hope everyone had a good Christmas. I'm actually doing a little bit different style of training today. So I'm actually going to be trying RUSSWOLE'S leg day today. So if you guys don't know, he's a power lifter. He's got some great YouTube videos, so go check him out. But I'm not used to doing this high volume, so I thought I'd take you along on this new program that I'm going to try. It's going to be an 8-week power building program. It'll be focused on squat, bench, deadlift with some accessory movements after, which is going to be like a bodybuilding type focus as well. The reason I'm doing this is because my squat, bench, deadlift has been plateauing for a long time now. So my PR for a squat is 95 kilos, my deadlift PR is 130, and my bench PR is 60, although I reckon I could probably do 62.5. Would like to get those numbers up, I think. Squat especially, I've been plateauing for a while, but I think it's going to be difficult, and I think I'm going to be in the gym for at least 3 hours today because it's a long workout, so we'll see how it goes. I'm going to take you through my warm-up. We started with 5 minutes on the treadmill, and then 5 minutes backwards walking for your quads. So the reason we do backwards walking is to make sure that our knees stay strong. I would recommend anyone who wants to strengthen their knees to do at least 10 minutes of backwards walking. 10 minutes of backwards walking 2 to 3 times a week. Now we're just going to open up our hip flexors, mobilize our ankles and knees, and a little bit of lower back for heavy squats. We're just going to stretch out our hip flexors a little bit here. After obviously I did my 5-minute incline walk, 5 minutes backwards walking, I'll go into about 5 to 10 minutes of dynamic stretching. So what I mean by dynamic stretching is you always keep moving. If you watch my push video, you know what I mean. So I'm going to warm up my ankles here by doing some knees over toes mobility. So as you can see, I'm not holding the stretch in one position for too long. You want to keep moving, so that's going to get you nice and warm. So we're going to open up our hips here. Make sure you sort of rock and put your weight side to side so that you put weight on both ankles. Stretch your hamstrings up, and I like to come back down into a deep squat a few times. So you saw me doing some sort of hip open the gates earlier, so we've already done our hips there nicely. Another thing, if you want to get a stronger squat, you do need strong hip flexors, so I'm going to show you a couple of exercises that I like to do before squatting specifically. Sort of want to keep your leg as straight as possible and your back as straight as possible. Lift your leg up straight as much as you can. As you can see, my right side is a lot less flexible than my left side. My left side, I'm able to get my foot quite high. Another hip opener. I'm going to keep your legs bent at 90 degrees and just touch your knee on the inside of your legs. You should feel your hips clicking a little bit here. That's okay, that's normal. You can sort of incorporate both legs into the movement as well. I did some leg swings earlier just to get myself warm. Make sure you warm your wrists up a little bit as well. I'm going to do some cat-cows just to warm up my lower back. Just give my spine a nice stretch here as well. I'm going to do some warm-up sets with just the bar now. I'm just going to do probably like 2 sets of 5. First lot of squats we're going to do is going to be 3 sets of 1 rep. 1 rep at 90% of your 1 rep max. And what I mean by 1 rep max is the maximum weight you can squat for 1 rep. So my 1 rep max for squat is 95. So you work out the percentage of your 1 rep max, you'll just times, so 90%, 0.9 times your 1 rep max, which is 95. So 0.9 times 95 is 85.5, I think. So that'll be my first rep. And you want the bar to sit on your traps. Squeeze your traps together. You want your toes pointed slightly out. Slight bend in your knees. You want to brace with your core. I'm just going to sit in a nice deep squat for a few seconds here. I'm just going to move the weight between my ankles as well, and that's just going to help open your ankles up a bit more, open up your hips a little bit. Up. Right, second set of warm-up. Brace with your core. Keep your head in line with your spine. Okay, we're going to go up to 50 kilos now. I'm going to do 5 reps of 50 kilos, and I'm going to work up to 70. And then we can start our actual set. A little tip I like to do with squats is if you have issues with sort of uncomfortable wrists when you're in that squat position, it probably means you're hyperextending them. So what I mean by that is bending them so far backwards that all the weight is going onto your wrists instead of your traps. So your traps should be the one holding the bar and holding all the weight. So to prevent that, instead of having my thumbs wrapped round like this, holding the bar like this, I will put my thumb over the top of the bar. So that helps stop my wrists from hyperextending. So if I show you both versions, you'll see what I mean. For example, if I'm having my thumb underneath the bar, look, my wrists are immediately bent and I feel them taking the weight of the bar. So you want to wrap your thumbs around, and that way it just stops any hyperextension of your wrists. I find it's a lot more comfortable for me. I'm going to do a couple of slow pause reps on 70. Put 85 on the bar. So the difference between powerlifting training and between bodybuilding is mainly for muscle hypertrophy, which is where your muscles will have little tears in them, and when they grow back, they grow bigger. It's great for muscular endurance if you want to be able to do lots of reps for a long time and keep going. Great for your fitness as well. But powerlifting is a focus on muscular strength. So getting your 1 rep maxes higher, being able to lift the biggest weight basically. So in order to increase your muscular strength when you're doing powerlifting training, it tends to be low reps, literally between 1 to 3 reps for a lot more sets, but between each set you'll have like at least 4-5 minutes rest. Okay. Easy. Next 2 sets of 1 rep, we are going to be working at 85%. Let's try 1 set of 1 rep on 80, and if it's too easy, like the 85 moved pretty well, I'm going to go up to 82.5, I think. Oh, that was so easy. We're going to go up to 82.5, I think. Problem is, with the start of a powerlifting program, it's never going to be hard. You're always going to be doing manageable weights, because you don't want to start off really difficult at the start of a program, because then you'll end up failing, you'll end up plateauing. So it's always good when you're starting a program to start off slightly lower than what you can already do. And it just gives time for your body to get used to it, and the rest of the session is really intense anyway. We've now got 2 sets of 8 reps at 70%, 8 reps on 67.5. I'm going to actually check that I did do 8 reps because I miscounted. I think I might have only actually done 7. So that's my bad. I'm going to try and do the correct amount of reps this time. That's our squats finished. The next exercise that Russell Swole has programmed for us is 4 sets of RDLs. First set of RDLs. Some form cues for RDLs. I want to make sure this is a hip hinge movement, so you'll be training your glute in the lengthened position. So you're training your glute where your dumbbells are at the bottom of the movement, basically. So slow on the eccentric on the way down, explosive on the way back. So you want to think about pushing a car door shut with your bottom, basically. So retract your scaps, push your bottom back. It's not a squat, it's a hip hinge. 1, 2, 3. So if you want to target your glutes more than your hamstrings, you will have a shorter range of motion on your RDL. So hamstrings will be more straight leg, and you're going to go further down than your knees. And if you want to target your glutes, you're going to have a short range of motion, like only going to go slightly past your knees. So I'll show you the difference. This is going to be a glute bias one. And then on the next set 3 or 4, I will show you a hamstring bias RDL. 1, 2, 3. So that was a glute bias RDL. So now I'm going to try and show you a hamstring based RDL. What muscles an RDL targets is very dependent on what your strongest muscle is. If your hamstrings are more strong than your glutes, or your glutes are more strong than your hamstrings, the strongest muscle will obviously take over. So you've got to try and adapt exercises so that they're more biased to the weakest muscle, because the stronger your other muscles get and you keep letting them take over, then you're going to create muscular imbalances. You're going to have weak hamstrings or weak glutes or etc. So this is set 3 of 12, and I'm going to do these more hamstring bias. So you should be able to see that I've got a larger range of motion, stiffer legs. I'm not bending my knees as much. So the next exercise we've got is 4. I can't do these 4 sets, they're exhausting. 4 sets of 10 reverse lunges each leg. I'm so tired. I've completely dropped the weight. I've got a small plate here for a deficit, just to target the glutes a bit more. And we're going to do 10 reps each side, first set. I've got 8 kilos each side at the minute, so it's nice and easy. Let's go. Go. Make sure you start with your weaker leg. So for mine, it's my left side. Do another 10. Go, stronger leg. Let's go. I'm so exhausted. I've never sweated this much in my whole life. Set 3, let's go. Other leg. Okay. We've only got 1 more set of that. Okay, last set. I'm absolutely sweating. Pump covers come off. Let's go. Now we've got, I don't know how this man is alive. We've got 4 sets of 10 walking lunges, 10 per each leg. So I'm going to do 4 sets of 20. I'm exhausted. I've been here for 45 minutes and I've done 3 exercises. And it's a 6 exercise day. So we'll get a move on. You all know how to do walking lunges. So let's get it. 20 reps. I'm sticking with the 8 kilo dumbbells because this is like cardio. I honestly feel like I'm going to faint. Right, let's do another 20. I'm absolutely fucking dripping. I'm going to cry in a minute. 3rd set, let's go. Just smash them out now. I'm starting to lose my balance a little bit now. I'm starting to get really fatigued. So while I'm taking a bit of a rest, some form cues when you're doing walking lunges. Because it's a dynamic exercise, you're not doing a lunge in the same place. It's going to require a lot more core stability, a lot more back strength, and a lot more cardio. As you can tell, I'm very out of breath. So, form cues when you're lunging, your working leg is going to go out to the side slightly. It's not going to go completely in line with your other foot. If you do this, you're going to have a bit more balance. So point your toes slightly out and make sure that working leg is not completely in line with your stationary leg, because you will fall over. And lean the dumbbells into your working leg as well if you can. So your quads, glutes, hamstrings will be being worked in that bottom position of the squat, where your leg is then pushing up your working leg. So that's the bit where your muscles are being contracted. Go, last set. telling you for a fact now, I'm never doing this leg day again. Russell Swole, big up and respect to you, because I think I've just lost about 20 kilos in sweat. Next exercise we've got is 3 sets of 15 hamstring curls. So I prefer to wear shorts on a leg day because when you have your bare leg exposed, you are able to grip the hamstring bed a lot better on this machine. You'll stick to it. Same with leg extensions. If you're wearing leggings, you're going to be slipping around, but I find that as gross as it is, getting a bit of stick to your skin locks you into the machine a lot better. Obviously clean it afterwards, but yeah, we've got 3 sets of 15 hamstring curls. So lightweight, because 15 is a very high rep range. So I'm going to leave my mic down here while I do them because I don't want to crush it. Right, first set. So second set of hamstring curls now. I'm going to stick out that weight because it was relatively light, but obviously by the 15th rep it was getting really difficult. So this honestly feels like a muscular endurance program. I don't know how this is a power building or powerlifting program at all. I guess the squat, bench, deadlift focus, yeah, but I bet I look shredded after this. So second set now. I'm honestly dying. Last set of 15. So you want to make sure that although it's a high rep range and you're doing them, you don't have to do them slowly, but I like to pause slightly at the top of the rep and try not to rush on the way down because you don't want to pull your hamstrings or hyperextend your knees. So the way I like to make sure that I'm not hyperextending my knees is checking that the stack's not hitting, when this stack comes up, that it's not slamming back down on the rest of the weights. So if you sort of turn your head to the side and keep an eye on the stack of weights, you can see when you're getting to the bottom range of your movement, and you can see when to contract and go back up on the hamstring curl. So so I'm just keeping my eyes on the stack of weights. 5, making sure I'm getting full range of motion. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 3 more, come on. 13, 14, one more. 15, pause, slow on the eccentric. I'm going to smash through these last 2 exercises because I want to leave, but I'm so sore. So funny because when I put the screenshot of my workout at the end, it's going to be like 2 pages long. If any of you actually managed to complete this workout, kudos to you, because I didn't do a lot of cardio and this is really difficult. I thought I was doing a powerlifting program where I'd be doing a few reps and I'd get to sit around and eat a banana for 5 minutes, but no, that's not the case. So second to last exercise, we just did hamstring curls. So my hamstrings are absolutely fried. We're going to be doing goblet squats. So this is a predominantly quad-based exercise. Any exercise where you're doing a squat with your knees coming over your toes is going to be quad-based. If you're squatting where your knees are not going over your toes and you're doing a less range of motion like this, you're going to be targeting your glutes more. So we're going for a quad-based exercise now. So I'm going to be holding the dumbbell in front of me, retracting my scaps, and I'm going to be going really, really deep. You can see my knees are over my toes, don't be afraid of that. You can get a good amount of knee flexion and extension. It's going to be really good for your quads. So I'm going for a narrower stance, so I'm not having my feet shoulder width, just below, pointing my toes slightly out. You're going to hold the weight here and press back up. So I'm going for a 22.5 kilo dumbbell because we're only doing 8 reps for 4 sets, so I think I can manage this. I think I usually do them around 30, but sometimes goblet squats can be very limiting because you need to have a good upper body strength to hold it there. And I also find goblet squats aggravate my lower back, so if you have any back issues, I wouldn't really recommend this exercise. I'm personally not a fan of goblet squats. If I'm going to do a quad-based goblet squat, I will use barbell rather than a dumbbell because me holding it in front is just uncomfortable. So I'm using the ski erg platform to elevate my heels. Again, target your quads. Flat feet will target your glutes more. So I'm going to use the ski erg to elevate my heels instead of a plate because I can't be bothered to go get one. So let's start. First set of 8. Let's go. That's pretty easy. So I'm gonna not give myself that much rest and I'm gonna go straight into another 8. If you've got a heavy dumbbell and you're struggling to pick it up from the floor and you can't snatch it, you put the dumbbell on a bench and then squat down and get it off from the bench. It's a lot easier to do rather than having to snatch it up from the floor like I'm doing, which isn't particularly safe. Let's go. Another 8. Pause at the bottom. 3. Oh, I nearly crushed my foot then. And instead of doing 2 sets of 8, I'm going to try and do 16 reps and see how that goes. I should theoretically be able to do it because the weight's not that heavy. But I just want to get out of the way. And Russell Swole, if you're watching, I'm sorry. But 16 reps is the same as 2 sets of 8, okay? I'm doing it properly with good form. So we're going to do one more set of 16 rather than 2 sets of 8. Let's go. Just smash them out. Three more. 14. 15. One more, hold it at the bottom. 16. Push. Okay. So, I'm so glad we've got one final exercise to go. And he's blessed us with only 2 sets, but they're to failure. So, I'm not sure how strong I'm going to be on the hammer strength leg press. I've never used it before, so I've just chucked on 4 plates, which is 153 kilos. So I always count the starting resistance for the leg press because why wouldn't you? You're still pressing it. It's 53 kilos, and then I've got 4 plates on, which is 100 kilos. So 153, and we've got 2 sets of this for failure. So I have no idea how heavy this is going to feel. But as long as you push as much as you can, you do as many reps as you can. That's what failure means. So this is our last exercise. You want to leave nothing in the tank. I'm going to go for a sort of shoulder width stance, feet slightly out, and I'm not going to go so deep that my lower back is coming off the seat. If your lower back is coming off the seat in leg press, you've gone past your range of motion, and that is when all the weight is going to be putting pressure on your lower back. So you want to make sure you're not going so deep that your back is coming off the seat. 2 sets on the leg press until failure. I don't know if you can see me, guys, but this is a very, very vertical leg press. Okay, let's go. Two more. 20. Where's the last one? Okay. Oh, guys. This might be one one of the hardest leg days I've ever done. I cannot tell you the last time I did 20 reps on any exercise. These have all been compound exercises in the lengthened glute position, so lunges, squats, hamstring curls. I'll have to give you an update tomorrow and then see if I can actually walk. I'm going back to work tomorrow as well, first day, so I'm going to be hobbling around our final exercise. I've never been so happy to get to the end of this leg workout. I think I've been here about an hour and a half now, which isn't horrendous considering how many exercises I've done. But I think I'm just gonna absolutely KO for the rest of the day. I'm gonna be asleep. We got 20 that time. We're just gonna see how many we can get, as many as we can. So do as many as you can with the best form you can. When your form starts breaking down or you feel like you might fail, just tap out, okay? We've had a good workout, so last set, let's go. Brace. Again, let's get 20, 17, 18, come on, 19, one more, brace, 20, oh, sticky butt. That is RUSSWOLE'S power building leg day. I am absolutely exhausted. I don't think I could do this after work on a normal day. This would have to be a day where I'm off work, you know. If I've got a few hours to dedicate to going to the gym, then this is the sort of workout that perhaps I do, but the man's crazy. I'm going to take you through a quick 5-minute stretching routine and then we'll end the video there. But I'll put the full workout that I did up for you with the reps and the sets here, so you can see exactly what weights I did and exactly what RUSSWOLE'S program is for his leg day. But yeah, I hope it's been entertaining watching me nearly vomit after every exercise. Just going to do 5 minutes of leg stretches quickly just to cool down. So we're going to go into a butterfly stretch first. So again, if you watch my push workout, you should be holding static stretches for up to 25 seconds if you want to improve your flexibility, up to 15 seconds if you just want to cool down and maintain your flexibility level that you already have. Static stretches, unlike dynamic stretches, you're going to hold in one position for the whole time, and you're going to try and stretch as far as you can, right to the end of your range of motion. So dynamic stretches, dynamic means always moving, static means to hold in one position. So think of it like that. I'm holding each stretch for around 20 to 25 seconds. And this is called the pigeon stretch. You're going to do this on both sides and the other side. Some people feel a bit of a better stretch if you sit upright, or you can stretch your lower back out as well by going nice and far down, pressing your face into the floor. We're going to do a frog stretch to stretch out our hip flexors because they will be very sore after a squat based and a lunge based exercise. Now this stretch is a little bit sus, but it's really good for your hips. So you're going to sort of sit back into it like this. Got a hip flexor stretch here. So you're going to be pushing into your working leg on this side. You should feel a stretch along your back leg here. So you're going to think about tilting your hips into this. Tilting your hips into your working leg. You can even give your back a little stretch here as well by twisting to the side. And then you're going to push forward, knees over your toes like the stretch we did at the beginning, but you're just going to hold the deep lunge position here. You should feel really good in your hip flexors. Push back into a hamstring stretch as well. So it'll be running all along here. You can hold one hand on the floor for stability, pull your toes up to the sky with the other one. We're going to do a quad stretch because I haven't done that much quad in a while. So you're going to hold on to something for stability and hold on to your other foot. You're going to try and push your knee backwards into the other leg. So you don't want your knee out here, you want to keep it close to the other leg. I'll probably end this video here just for the sake of, because it's probably already like an hour long. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys so much, and don't forget to subscribe and like, and I will see you soon. Drop in the comments what sort of videos that you like to see. If you want more workouts, if you want more food, if you want more lifestyle. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.